It's basically sunset time. Check out that view of the city. It's a nice scenery right here. You could see Manhattan from far away. You could see all the buildings. Pretty nice, you know, with the sunset coming down. Nice view here. So far, I have had 0 disengagements on this FSD drive since I left my house, and you know, I have no problem with this FSD, and I seem to, you know, gotten so used to it that I trust it so much now, taking highways and, you know, local roads. But the only time that I need to be very, very attentive is when it starts driving in the city with all the people walking, you know, on the street. This is the only time that I really feel the need to be alert. But during other times, you know, I'm completely relaxed. The FSD is there's never an issue now. It's very, very rare for me to come across an issue. Sometimes there might be a pothole in the road, and you know, sometimes it seems like it doesn't see those potholes. I never tested it, you know, because I don't want to get a flat tire. So I disengaged when I saw the pothole, and the car appears to be driving towards the pothole with FSD activated. So during those moments, I'm not sure if FSD actually picks up those potholes or certain speed bumps. Most speed bumps, it does pick it up and it does slow down. But there are certain speed bumps where it goes over a little bit too quickly, and the car actually hits the road on those speed bumps because it's going too quick for those bumps. Alright, so now we're approaching an area where there might be a lot of congestion here. There's a lot of cars. There's going to be a little roundabout that we have to go on, and then we're going to enter the Manhattan Bridge. So we have to actually get off of this lane, and let's see where it does. It should go in here. It missed it, see? I would have went into that little opening. You know what? The Tesla has missed the opening because it was too slow to get in. As you can tell, the exit is right here on the right, and you can tell it's impossible to get in now at this point. So that's one flag with the FSD. In these moments where it has to take a ramp off of the highway, it should take it much further down, not even, you know, quarter mile before. Sometimes you have to get on maybe half a mile or so, you know, because there's a lot of cars that are in line to get out of that exit, and sometimes it's impossible to get in because the cars won't let other cars in because they don't like being the ones that waited for, you know, 10-15 minutes and then have this other car just come and then come right in front of them. So most of the times, you know, the line becomes very packed where there's no space between the cars. So now we missed that exit, and now we're gonna have to go take a small detour and get back onto the basically get to the Manhattan Bridge from another path. So let's see how it does. Alright, so now this is Canal Street. This is basically Chinatown area in downtown New York City. And I'm gonna actually get some food here, some authentic Chinese food. Alright, so we got a left turn in about 1 block, and there's a car to my left. Alright, it's gotta speed up a bit. Okay, it made it. It kind of slowed down, and there's a car behind me. The guy behind me, or the car behind me, did not honk. But sometimes that would lead to honks if you just get right in front of the car and just slow down. But yeah, so Tesla, I think overall there's no issues. It's just that the way it drives is, it doesn't seem to anticipate how many cars are in the way. So, you know, if you're making turns, you have to get in the right lane much sooner in a busy street. Same with getting off ramps on highways. You can't just wait to, you know, you're close to that off ramp to merge into the correct lane to merge off into that off ramp. You have to basically get onto the lane much sooner, and maybe if there's a way that the Tesla can basically train itself to move a little bit sooner when there's a lot of concentration of cars, maybe that would help. Alright, so now this is a smaller street where there's a lot of people, a lot of tourists in this area. Alright, so far no issue. There's a lot of people in this area, but nobody's really crossing the street and getting in front of my car. Alright, so this is also another narrow street. Alright, let's see how it handles this bicyclist. It slowed down slowly, and it basically stopped. And then my car's actually stopped. Okay, so Tesla can be a little bit faster in those situations and kind of just move a little bit away from the bicyclist, but continue to move rather than stop. So it could be a little bit faster. Alright, a little bit more aggressive in those situations, just slightly more. Alright, let's see how it handles these people walking on the street. Let's see if it goes extremely slow or it will go around these people. Okay, it's kind of creeping up behind them. Okay, it handled that okay. Right, this is a very sharp turn. Alright, made it pretty well. Alright, let's see how it handles this ambulance. Please don't get into accident. Okay, moved over pretty nicely. I feel like FSD is handling the city situation pretty well. And there's actually no issues. I mean, it's, you know, the roads are pretty tight in the city in some areas, and you have the bicyclists and carts and just people just walking on the street. So the streets can get very, very narrow, but the Tesla seems to be doing a very good job of keeping its distance, even though it's very close to adjacent objects, you know, and it gets one or 2 inches away from, you know, cars and other objects on the street. So, you know, it's got very good distance measurement, and I feel pretty confident with the way that the Tesla drives. Yeah, so the Tesla definitely does need a reverse function. Sometimes in the city, you can be going down a one-way street, and there could be an accident right in front of you, and you'll be basically stuck if you don't reverse out. And all the cars between you and the accident will be mad at you for not moving, right? So the FSD does need a reverse function in those cases too. In the case that you have something like a robo-taxi where there's nobody in the car, it needs to be able to get out of those situations. So a reverse is definitely necessary, and it also needs to be trained to kind of back up out of a street if there is some sort of blockage on the street from an accident, or sometimes garbage trucks just block the entire street, and you would have to wait several, like 20-30 minutes sometimes. So in those cases it would be good to be able to reverse out. Alright, so we're gonna make a right turn here. This street is a little bit busy, and it is a narrow street, so let's see how it does here. Okay, so we have a car that's just kind of double parked on this narrow street, so it's gonna have to make a sharp turn around this parked car that's right in the corner. Alright, let's see how it does here. I mean, it's a lot of people, the roads are narrow. Okay, it just stalled, so I'm going to give it a little push on the accelerator. Okay, let's see how it does. Okay, this person opened the door, and there's another person walking, so they're getting into this Uber. Alright. Alright. Now it can actually go, but it's moving on its own. And it basically squeezed in between, and we're good. Alright, again, you see these cars, this narrow road, and you see that they have these street areas where people can eat, and these just formed during COVID, where they were allowed to basically have these outside kind of tents basically built where they can eat outside, and then after COVID, it's just there now, and now the roads are much narrower in these areas. But again, Tesla is keeping about, I would say, 6 inches on either side. So it's keeping a good centered distance on either side. Yeah, it looks like it's basically centering exactly like in the middle. Okay, there's a blocked road, and let's see what it does. Okay, it just went in and it stopped. See? Okay. Tesla, it would have been amazing if Tesla recognized that it was a blocked street and then just made a detour and went, let's say, to the left, that would have been amazing by Tesla. But I guess it's not as smart yet, but I believe in the future it will know what to do. That road was blocked, so we're gonna have to go a different path. Okay, it just kind of stopped because this person was on my left, but there was, about a foot, and that would have been enough room for the car to slowly pass that person on the left. But the Tesla just stopped completely, so it could have continued to move in that scenario. Oh shit, this bicyclist got in front. I didn't. It was an instinct. I just disengaged. Okay, the Tesla kind of slowed down because it saw a scooterist on the left and a person. So I think it wasn't sure what it was. Maybe it thought it was a motorcyclist. I'm not sure. It just slowed down. So Tesla, again, it could be a little bit more aggressive in congested areas. So maybe they can train the AI system to kind of recognize that there's a lot of cars, a lot of people, and then pick up the aggressiveness level maybe than if it was driving in a more, less crowded street.